Peggy 18.
The augmented era began with such promise. Until the incident turned the world upside down. 50 million dead. Hundreds of thousands more maimed and injured. All because a few rich opportunists plotted in secret to control us. Today, hatred of Augs has morphed into a full-blown mechanical apartheid, with violent clashes fueling unrest.
The augmented are suffering a genocide. It begins with taking away our rights, treating us as less than human, and then exterminating us.
Something big is brewing, and I need to cut it off at the source. How can these people always be one step ahead?
They've got unlimited power and money and absolutely no conscience at all. That's how.
They manipulated the dawn of Human 2.0, made it dangerous, made me. I'm going to use every advantage I have to stop them. My advanced capabilities convinced Interpol to recruit me to their counter-terrorism task force, despite objections within the team. I'm willing to endure their prejudice, so long as it furthers my hunt for the true threat.
Not gonna go all wonky on us now, Hansa, are ya?
If I do, McCready, I guarantee you'll never see it coming. Turns out my military-grade enhancements were hiding a full set of cutting-edge experimental logs. You're telling me I got more implants than I thought I did?
More than your body can handle.
Meaning my ability to infiltrate, fight, and circumvent has now grown exponentially. Right along with the increasing threat level. Being stationed in Prague places me at the epicenter of terrorist activity. And with blame for the latest atrocity being leveled at an augmented group there, the only certainty is that the body count will keep rising.
Our territory is fiercely defended. No one sets foot in there.
The task force wants me to bring ARC's leader to justice, dealing with his augmented army as I see fit. Starting my investigation by interrogating Talos Rucker on the realities of his non-violent approach could prove beneficial. Every floor of their towering complex is packed with armed militia and filled with high-end security. But its makeshift construction provides me with plenty of options. Going in full force and guns blazing may result in casualties. But if I want to strong-arm Rucker into surrendering, it makes sense to use force. Engaging them with modified firearms, explosive nanoblades, and using my Titan shield to negate their counterfire as I roll through like a reinforced tank.
I have known exactly the kind of thug you are since the moment you entered.
If ARC had no involvement in the bombing, it might justify going in like a ghost, hacking their security systems, using the architecture to my advantage, delivering concussive blasts via the PEPS gun, and relying on the Tesla's electrified projectiles to avoid any unnecessary deaths. A lack of casualties would be a show of respect to someone like Rucker, and might just convince him to peacefully turn himself in.
Faced with two terrible choices, I choose the lesser evil. I will come with you.
But he and ARC represent just one facet of my hunt for the truth. And I'll need to keep tracking down leads and making contacts on both sides of the law if I hope to uncover the true motives behind these escalating attacks.
It's not always about doing the right thing, or about doing things the right way.
Intel gathered from allies outside the task force has me questioning everything, including the true intentions of my own command.
If you're meeting with Miller, be careful. You walked into another ambush, and Miller's not off on the suspect list yet.
Everyone's got their agenda, meaning I'll have to trust my gut when dealing with suspects.
How far are you willing to go to help out a friend in need?
Whether I'm working by the book or going rogue, choice never comes without consequence. What's the going rate for cops in Gotham City?
You're making a very dangerous assumption.
The clock is always ticking, and unraveling the mystery on my own terms may be the only way to prevent disaster.
There
There is a moment coming, and it will be soon, when all of us will have to choose a side.
As anti-Arab conflicts become a global concern, Prague represents just one square on a giant chessboard whose pieces are continually manipulated from the shadows. I have to choose my allies wisely, reminding myself of the greater cause. The elite may obscure themselves in darkness, but the truth is still mine to reveal. I don't care that they only speak in whispers. I won't let them have the last word.
はい、今回リコアというですねオリジナルのタイトルを発表させてもらいました。アマチュアという昔から一緒にやってたゲーム会社ですけども、彼らと一緒にですねまたやれるっていうことでとってもエキサイティングなゲーム作りができています。
So our main character Jewel has a special relationship with Mac, who's the robot character in the video, because actually Mac found Jewel at the beginning of the game, so you have the longest relationship throughout the whole thing. And he's actually part of a faction that's trying to help you bring back humanity to this planet. And there's a whole other faction of robots who don't want that to happen for their own means, which we'll talk about later.
大きな特徴として、砂嵐などの、後ですね、情景が変わってしまって完全にマップ自体が変わってしまうようなそういうことができるようなゲームになってます。はい、人類がほとんどいなくなった世界で主人公が一人っきりでロボットが仲間として今いますけども、今後いろんな仲間が増えてくるっていう形でですねもちろん敵も現れてきてで彼女自身がどうやって生き残っていくかっていうことがすごくこのゲームの重要な部分になってきます。
The relationship between what you see the friendly robots in the game and the enemy robots in the game, they get more volatile and deadlier as you go underground and find these areas. So that's where all the good stuff is, and that's what you're trying to explore.
ロボットと戦って、マック自身がやられてしまってもコアっていうものが残ります。そのコアが実はマックの意識を持っててそのマックの意識自体の宿ってるコアで次のロボットに行くことによってまた違う形のマックが生まれるっていうそういう形のゲームになってます。
So it's really a really interesting facet to the game that where can we take that from there? Where cores are just in robots, but they could be in other things in the world, and you can get robots, you can get cores from other robots by extracting them, and you have that core. What do you do with it? Do you use it to upgrade another core? Do you use it to put in another character? And there, what Mac did was basically he sacrificed himself for the player.
謎に満ちたアドベンチャーで、すごくスケールの大きなものにしてます。で、その中でもやっぱりロボットっていうのがすごく重要な役割を果たすんですけど、実はロボットっていうのはもっともっとたくさんのロボットがいてたくさんの仲間にすることができてでたくさんのアドベンチャーがここにあるっていうのがこのゲームの面白さです。
In the video, Jewel is actually has found this place that hasn't been probably looked into for a really long time, and her just opening that door is a really big thing because that door probably hasn't been opened in hundreds and hundreds of years.
このゲームは人類の未来っていうものを想像して作り上げたものです。で人類はどのような未来に進んでいって、どのように、滅んでいくのかみたいなことをゲームにしたかったっていうのがあります。
Dear Jewel, I don't have time to explain, but things didn't go like we planned. I left you with a few things to always hold on to. Loyalty. You don't have to watch your back when a friend always has it. Elusiveness. Be the one who finds, never the one who is found. And brute force. Sometimes the safest path is the destructive one. It won't be easy.
That core is mine.
If you remember these lessons, you will survive. If anyone can, it's you. Love you always, Dad.
Hello, I'm Mike Brown, creative director at Playground Games, and today
Xbox
we're
One
going to
S,
take a look
starting
at some
at
of the new
$299.
accessibility settings in their natural colors, but then only apply those colorblind settings to the menu and UI, things where icon colors might be important. Therefore, you can select this setting, and this will leave the game visuals in their natural colors, but it will affect the game UI. You can see here some of the map icons have changed color to allow for better legibility for colorblind players. This setting applies high contrast mode to the game's UI, making it much easier to read text on all of our different coloured backgrounds. You can see it at the top of the screen there, where my car's name is now easier to read, and you can see it's applied a background to this event name here. This means that that white text doesn't get lost on light coloured backgrounds. This setting allows players to adjust the speed of the game's physics engine. With this setting enabled, the entire game engine runs at whatever speed the player has selected. In this instance, I've chosen to run it at 80%. The game's UI is still fast and responsive, but as soon as I'm in gameplay, everything is slowed down and I have a little bit more time to react to the information on screen and make my decisions. By default, Forza is obviously a game designed to be played at high speed, sometimes hundreds of miles an hour. With this setting enabled, it just gives players that little bit more time to read what's happening in front of them and choose what they're going to do. Here you see I'm really able to stick to that driving line because I've just got that little bit more control, a little bit more time to think about what I'm going to be doing. Next up, we're going to take a look at our new difficulty setting. It's called Tourist. This is for those players who might be brand new to driving games or have any other difficulties with competing against the game's AI drivers. You can see straight away that it actually starts my grid position right at the top, so I can just go into the lead right from the start. I don't have to fight my way through the pack. Now, a novice player, they might find that they accidentally miss a checkpoint like this. And again, maybe they, as a novice, don't realize that they could hit rewind. And now I'm several hundred meters behind the pack. But with tourist difficulty enabled, those drivers will really slow to a crawl and basically wait for me to catch up. They're probably only going a few miles an hour at the moment. And as I get closer to them, they pick up the pace a little bit and allow me to rejoin the pack. But with tourist difficulty, they do leave lots of room so that I can still pick my way through and still feel like I'm having a fun and engaging racing experience. And in an update that will be coming shortly after launch, players will be able to enable a sign language interpreter for all of the game's cutscenes. They can choose to turn this on for both ASL and BSL.
Horizon and Mexico are family. Welcome to your new home.
Ля как спали.
Ну, чё там?
Готово.
Ну и пошли они нахрен.
Спасибо тебе. Ты многим сталкерам жизнь спас.
Ну, давай, малюй картину маслом. Вот поэтому я ни в какие разборки и не лезу. Не хочу пулю поймать.
Ну, не знаю. Между аномалией и маслиной я уже лучше пулю выберу.
Я прям вижу красоту эту. Не первый год в зоне, вроде примелькалась уже, а каждый день удивляет.
Зона надоесть не может. Говорят, ты знаешь, где вход в фундамент.
Узнаешь мотив? Слышал? Вот это культура! А ты одно и то же по кругу лобаешь.
Сам же просишь. У меня музучилище, если что.
О, месье, прошу прощения. Может, вам к ученым? Профессура. Они вам лабораторию найдут.
Да пошел ты. Зря ты так с друзьями. Ты же его на вылазки таскаешь.
Чего-чего, а дружбы в зоне я точно не встречал.
Это верно.
Он мучился?
Нет.
Это хорошо. Он этого не заслужил.
А пулю заслужил. Жаль, что ты так с ним поступил.
Мне тоже. Считаешь, я не думал, как обойтись без его смерти? Она не могла быть свободна, пока он жил. Зато теперь посмотри на нее. Нет, Скиф, я не отдам ее никому. Зона дала мне жизнь, новую жизнь, Жизнь, которую я готов вернуть, если потребуется. Я буду защищать ее. Всегда. Охренеть.
Похоже, пора.
И куда ты теперь?
В Припять. Нужно с ним поговорить.
Удачной охоты, сталкер.
Play it day one with Xbox Game Pass.
My phone wasn't lost, man. It was stolen. Big shot, big shot.
That man's a physician. You know how important that is, man?
Boy, Captain Phillips. Got LA on my
You break into the FIB, give me remote access, and don't get caught.
I wonder what's in that phone.
that. Baby working that back. She'll know how to act. Back with that rat-tat-tat-tat.